America, it's time for the Ringside Wranglers Dirt Sheet with your host, Has-Been and Jack Jaw.
What's happening, wrestling fans? I'm Jack Jaw with the Ringside Wranglers, and we've got more dirt to report this week, and we've also got an update on the WWE Draft. So exciting. Some crazy stuff going on there this week. Has-Been's on hiatus. Who knows what he's up to? Either way, we move on with the dirt. This week, we got a story on someone is already out of Retribution just when you thought it was coming together. They're splitting some things up. You've got not again another gruesome injury for none other than Finn Balor. You've got Ronda Rousey in the news talking about her contract. People wondering where she is, if she's ever going to show back up. We need her. That's what they're saying. We've got an Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee reaching out to somebody to induct him. We've got Dominik. Is he ready for prime time? We'll get to that story. We got look who's coming up from the NXT to the main roster. A twofer, it looks like. We've got an anniversary Dynamite show happening next week. We've got WWE and AEW reaching out, trying to get this same power talent. We got news on that. We got Somoa Joe. What's in his future? He's been on the mic behind the scenes doing commentary. Is he ever coming back to wrestling? We got a little report on that. And, of course, we got the WWE Draft report after the first night. Big night coming Monday night on Raw. Let's jump straight to the dirt. First of all, you've got Retribution. Put it up there, Punk. There they are right there. Last week, it was made apparent that Mustafa Ali is the leader of Retribution. Everybody a few months ago was thinking it was going to be Roman Reigns, but Mustafa Ali, who was in the doghouse, looks like he's risen up. There he is. Let's run down the current lineup of Retribution. You've got Shane Thorne right there. He's in there. You got Mia Yim. There she is. You've got Dio Madden. He's coming up right there in a minute. There he is, Dio. Then you've got Dominik T-Bar Dijakovic. There he is. That guy's a beast, NXT. And then you had Mercedes Martinez, but word has it, she's out of Retribution. Not sure what to make of that, but they need to get it together because that's going to be the build-up for Survivor Series. I'm looking forward to see how they work that angle. But, hey, these little ins and outs of Retribution, I think that's been there, done that. They're short-lived. It's interesting for a second. We got producer Punk. What you got, producer?
Look, you think that they're in contracts with Ronda Rousey, maybe taking that spot? What's going on there?
Ooh, that would be good. That would give more validity to Retribution, it seems like. But I think if Ronda Rousey comes back, I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm thinking if she's coming back to boost the women's lineup because they need a little boost. Either way, that's Retribution. Look for that. Martina Martinez is out, it looks like. They may be adding a fifth member. Who knows who that'll be? Actually, nobody knows who any of them are. They're all masked and whatever they show up. I'm not a big fan of Retribution with the way the camera angle goes. It's like, who's doing that production work? It's like immediately when they come on, they're jumping all over the place with the camera. They're doing this number, this number, this number, this number. It's like, dude, I'm getting dizzy. Turn that crap off. Either way. On to the next bit of dirt. We got Finn Balor. Unfortunately, he gets injured again. Anybody remember when he got injured? When other than Seth Rollins threw him up against that backdrop and like broke his shoulder blade or something like that, and he was out right after he won the Universal Championship. Well, there he is right there, NXT champion, goes into a match with Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly, look at this knee to the jaw. Little did he know that sucker was broke jaw. That had to hurt. Me and Punk, we were talking about a broke jaw this week, but either way, that right there is gruesome injury. You got to get over that quickly. Look at that broken bone right there. Either way, that's legit. That is a legit injury. So, hey, you want to say pro wrestling ain't legit? Look at that right there. There we go. Looks like he's going to be out about a month and a half. They say 6 weeks. Damon King will be back. Hopefully, I'm hoping that he ends up back at one of the main cards. But I understand what he's doing. He's pushing the NXT brand. Either way, on to the next bit of news. We were talking a minute ago about Ronda Rousey and her WWE contract. People wondering, what kind of contract does she have? She made that big splash in WrestleMania 35, had that match, and then she lost it in 36, and then she's just disappeared. So we're looking to see when she's coming back, looking at her contract runs through WrestleMania 37. So she's got a window of opportunity to come back in the next 6-8 months. But I'm saying the WWE female card needs her. You've got none other than Charlotte Flair. She's out of the mix right now. You had to say goodbye for maternity reasons to the man right there. She's gone for a while, so I don't know if she's ever coming back. There's Charlotte Flair. She's out. So, hey, the WWE women's card, they need Ronda Rousey back. We'll see. Look at that. Look at that action right there. That's when she turned heel, it looks like. Either way, were some exciting times. But, hey, she sold that pretty good going from UFC to pro wrestling. I like the character. Either way, word has it she was on a paternity break. She was on a pregnancy break. Either way, I hope she comes back. They got contract space in there for her to come back. So let's see what happens. Next up, Ken Shamrock in the news with Impact. It looks like Impact is going to be inducting him into their Hall of Fame. I didn't even know Impact had a Hall of Fame. I didn't know they were around. Is it a TNA Hall of Fame? Is it whatever? There's a shot right there when Ken Shamrock was in a program with The Rock. The Pebble. But either way, looks like Ken Shamrock has reached out to the Pebble to induct him into the Hall of Fame, and the Pebble has accepted. The Pebble said he would send him a video. There he is right there, buffed up Pebble. Check him out. Check him out either way. So Ken Shamrock going into the Impact Hall of Fame, and it looks like the Pebble is going to induct him. That's going to be pretty cool. Either way, there he is, Ken Shamrock. You got to like him. I didn't like the way it all went down with Tito Ortiz in UFC. He just got dominated 3 times. Then he went to wrestling. So, hey, he's a great, great wrestler, great pro wrestler. Good news for the Impact Hall of Fame. There he is right there. Awesome. On to the next news. We got somebody coming up from the NXT. No, go to Dominik first. Let's look at Dominik Mysterio. Dominik Mysterio, he's been impressing everybody on the WWE backstage, all that kind of stuff with his current thing with Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy and all that kind of stuff with his sister. There he is battling Buddy Murphy right there. But either way, he's got his sights. When I read this, I'm going, you got to be kidding me. He's talking on a podcast this week saying he has his sights on none other than Randy Orton or Andrade. And I'm going, there's a little over sampling of a video right there where they were saying that. I'm going, I don't think he's ready for that prime time just yet. I think there he is right there, his dad, Ray, saying, hey, settle down, Beavis, settle down. It'll come in time. Stick it out, do the Seth Rollins thing, then we'll get reports on the draft. We'll get to that in a minute. So it looks like they're going to continue that angle because both of them are going to SmackDown. We'll get to that in a minute. But, hey, Dominik looks like he's got his sights on bigger and better things than moving on from Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. He's going to be going after Randy Orton and Andrade, of all people, at some point when Andrade comes back from NXT, because that's where he just went. Either way, good storyline. Dominik is a great character, but give it some time. Then he can move up to primetime Randy Orton, the legend killer. Next up, moving up from the NXT, Johnny Gargano. That guy right there is nothing but NXT. He is the face of NXT, if you ask me. His wife, Candice LeRae, she's going to be moving up with him. That ought to be pretty good. It looks like he may move into the Raw. I'm guessing Raw maybe would be the thing that he would go to. Either way, like I said earlier with Ronda Rousey, they need a push into the women's division. Candice LeRae would suit that bill. And then there he is right there. Austin Theory, when they brought him up, it wasn't a big deal. I thought that when he got sent back immediately to NXT, I guess he wasn't measuring up. So next up, Johnny Gargano. He's moving up to the main card with his wife, Candice LeRae. That's some good dirt right there. It's cool to see how that's going to work at the Thunderdome. Next up, next Wednesday night, you've got the Dynamite show, anniversary show. Look at this card they're putting on. It's hard to believe Dynamite has already been on a year. This card is pay-per-view quality through and through. Jon Moxley versus Lance Archer. That was set up last week. That's going to be sweet. Lance Archer, you would have thought he would have won the TNT title. He didn't. Lost it to Cody Rhodes. Never won it. Now he's up for a championship against Moxley. That ought to be good. Who knows how that's going to go? Love it. There you go right there. There's your new AEW TNT TV champion. Cody won it back. That was awesome. He's going to be defending it it looks like Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy came out at the end of the show and said, hey, I want you. Cody went thumbs up. So there it is right there. Cody Rhodes, Orange Cassidy, TNT Championship this Wednesday night at the anniversary show. Then you've got FTR versus Best Friends. Are you kidding me? That right there has got pay-per-view written all over it, and you're going to get to see it for free Wednesday night on the 14th. Then you've got Miro, Kip Sabian. They're going to be fighting somebody to be announced. We'll see what happens. Check the news. That may have already been announced. We'll see. That's going to be awesome. And then this week's AEW show, MJF out there talking to Chris Jericho. He invites Chris Jericho to his career-defining announcement on the anniversary show. How big could that be? What do you think MJF's up to? I think he's been out with an injury. He's coming back, but he's got a career-defining announcement that he's invited Chris Jericho to. Look for that Wednesday night on the Dynamite Anniversary show. Then you've got a Women's Championship match. Hikaru Shida versus Big Swole. Big Swole. How you like that name? Big Swole. I like the Big Swole name to the man. Either way, that's going to be an awesome show. Check that out Wednesday night on Dynamite, the 1 year anniversary show. That's going to be sweet. Next up, you've got WWE rumors. WWE going against AEW for some talent. You got to think this stuff goes on all along, but this would be somebody that's already performed on AEW. None other than he's considered the top free agent. This guy right here was brought to AEW on a recommendation from Britt Baker, Benjamin Carter. This guy, both AEW wants him, WWE wants him. If he goes to WWE, he's going straight to NXT. If he goes to AEW, he's going to be right on Dynamite. I'm telling the guy he needs to go to AEW if he wants a name for himself quick. This guy's legit. He's already fought. Thinky thing is he's been performing as a enhancement talent to this point in AEW, but this guy's legit. Check him out. Check out his thing. I think he's got what's his line called? The Prototype or something like that. Check him out. This guy is awesome. Go to the next one, Punk. Got another one of him. There she is, Britt Baker. Britt Baker was the main pusher of Benjamin Carter to come to AEW, and she got him there. Hopefully she can keep him. There he is right there. The Prodigy. My bad. I call him the Prototype. The Prodigy right there. There he is. Benjamin Carter. Look for that to happen. Whenever he shows up, wherever he shows up, know this, that obviously they beat out the other organization. So AEW would have beat out WWE if he shows up on Dynamite. Hopefully he doesn't go to WWE and end up on NXT because you know that is going to take a while for him to develop into something big. But either way, Benjamin Carter, up-and-coming talent. Everybody wants his services, so that's going to be sweet. On to the next bit of news. Samoa Joe, we talked about him at the beginning. People have been wondering, what is he doing on commentary so much? Even though he's great at commentary, he's a great wrestler. Why is he not wrestling? Well, he suffered a concussion. He's under concussion protocol, and that just led into an extended off-the-wrestling deal for him. He's been doing the commentary. There he is right there. But on a podcast this week, he says, hey, he can't wait to get back to wrestling. So we're looking forward to him getting back. He wants to do the commentary thing. He likes that, but his wrestling days are not over. I look for him to be back soon. Who knows when they get a big push? I guess for sure he'll be back by a Royal Rumble, I would think. But either way, if he's not, you got to wonder if he's ever going to come back because the opportunities are there. So let's go to the WWE Draft, kicked off last night. None other than Stephanie McMahon, who they were pushing her as top CMO, female CMO of the country. CMO, I was like, what is CMO? I had to look that up. It was like your top chief marketing officer. Stephanie McMahon won that award from Forbes. I'm going, wow, didn't even know such an award existed. But either way, she won it. So she's on the show last night on SmackDown doing the draft. Let's run down the draft so far. A little different this year. Always more wrestlers go to Raw because it's a 3-hour show versus a 2-hour show for SmackDown. So let's kick it off. Round number 1 last night. Stephanie's out there for Raw. She's picking Drew McIntyre. She's picking Asuka. And she's picking the Hurt Business. So Hurt Business, that's a pretty good little thing. So they get all 3 of those guys. SmackDown, she picks, of course, Roman Reigns, their champion, and Seth Rollins. There was a mind burner right there. Seth Rollins goes from Raw over to SmackDown. Immediately when they said that, I'm either going, okay, what are they going to do with Dominik? Because Dominik's got that feud going on with him. Either way. So we'll get to that in a minute. Second round, Stephanie comes out there. Another big surprise. You've got AJ Styles. Go to the next one, Punk. AJ Styles. Let's go to these real quick. We've got McIntyre, I think, is on there. That's the big news right there. I'll get to that in a minute. But AJ Styles goes to Raw from SmackDown. You've got Naomi from SmackDown to Raw. You've got Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, the women's champions. They go to Raw. Then on SmackDown, she picks Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair. That's sweet. Then third round, she's got Ricochet. Ricochet going to Raw. Mandy Rose going to Raw. I immediately go, Mandy Rose. What about Otis? Splitting them up either way. Then you've got Miz Morrison also going from SmackDown to Raw. So it's just a big jumble. SmackDown to Raw, Raw to SmackDown. It's all going on. But the big news of the night, the New Day, go back, a couple shots, New Day's in the ring. They find out right there that Stephanie McMahon or whoever, the powers that be, the New Day is moving from SmackDown to Raw. And New Day right there, they won the title last night from Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. They win the title only to find out they're busted up because Big E is going to SmackDown. New Day champs are going to Raw. Also to Raw, Dana Brooks and Angel Garza. And then, like I said a minute ago, SmackDown also gets Otis. So tune in Monday night. I've got the blurred out images because you don't know what's going to happen, who's going to go where. But you got to wonder, it's going to get good because on the Raw show, they're probably going to be announcing some more people coming from SmackDown and maybe sending some people from SmackDown, from Raw to SmackDown. It gets crazy at this time. It kind of makes it interesting. Looking forward to watching that Monday night. Tune in Monday Night Raw. On a final note this week, we have got Wrestling 225 event announced this week or announced recently on their Facebook page. It's right there. It's called Fright Night 2020. It is on November the 7th, 8 p.m. Central. It's going to be a Facebook live event, online event. Check it out. There he is right there. Corey Constantine, Mustang Mike. Look at those guys in that picture right there. That's going to be awesome. Check them out on Facebook. Wrestling 225, the Fright Night 2020, November the 7th. Check it out on Facebook Live. Check out their Facebook page. Check out all the Indies Facebook pages. They've all got all the update information. It's going to be sweet. I've been Jack Jaw. That is Producer Punk. This has been the Dirt Sheet with the Ringside Wranglers. Has-Been's out. Too bad for him. He misses out on the good talk. Either way, we ran it down. Dirt from Pro Wrestling. Jack Jaw, I'm out. See you next week, or see you during the week if we've got hot off the presses news. Later.